There's 17 million tons of textile waste that goes into a landfill every year in the US alone, and only 15% of that gets recycled. The rest is landfilled or burned. And so we really want to take a chunk of that.
Sam Palmer is passionate about repurposing.
I really do want to find a way to show that repurposing can be done at a scale, and other companies can get involved in doing that. And we are just sort of part of that movement.
Palmer is the founder of Refleece, a Fall River company that finds new life for textiles that have been discarded, are defective, or in disrepair.
We get materials in big bales. We sort them by color and material type. We cut them open, launder them, then we flat cut those into pieces that can be put up on the die cutter, and we cut the final sewing pattern from that. Then those sewing patterns are brought to the sewers.
The materials come from big name retailers including Patagonia, Gore-Tex, and Sims.
These companies all have the same issue where their gear comes back to them. It can't be fixed or reused, but there's still a lot of life left in the materials. We can take it, turn it into another new product.
It was a problem familiar to Palmer. He worked on Patagonia's product development team for years.
They had a lot of fleece they didn't know what to do with at the time. I went out and saw all the bales of it and was like, okay, well, let's try this.
Palmer upcycled that fleece fabric into a Kindle cover, and it was a hit. In time, the list of companies looking to do the same thing grew.
We do focus on accessories. We're not typically trying to convert them back into a fully functional outdoor garment.
Jackets, pants, and waders are turned into hats, koozies, and bags of all sizes.
So there's no new material really going into these bags at all.
That business model has remained constant since Refleece was founded in 2015. And as interest increases, Palmer and his team are experimenting with heavier materials and new designs.
The materials, if they're good quality, we can almost always find something to do with them. One of our logos is to inspire reuse, and that's really what we want to have happen.
Like Refleece, Food for Free is an unwavering advocate for keeping goods out of the landfill and into the hands of people who can put them to good use.
It started with a group of volunteers who saw the problem that there were meal sites in Cambridge that were serving people who needed help, and they did not have enough food. Meanwhile, local grocery stores were throwing food out. So this small group of volunteers just started connecting the food source to meal sites.
Founded in 1981, Food for Free is one of the oldest food rescue programs in the country. Today it serves 150,000 people a year in 27 Boston area communities. Stephanie Tyler Smith is Vice President of Programs.
1 in 3 adults in Massachusetts don't have access to food that they need.
Food for Free tries to tackle that sobering statistic with programs that cater to the different needs of the community.
We work with 55 donors in the area to rescue food from grocery stores, corporate dining halls, universities, hospitals.
Healthy Eats Home Delivery serves nearly 400 homebound seniors and people with disabilities. Boxes dropped off on doorsteps filled with fresh produce, proteins, and pantry items.
Everybody is here because we find the idea of our hungry neighbors intolerable.
Barbara Myers has been volunteering at Food for Free for over a year.
When you know how many people are food insecure, you can't unknow that. So to do something that helps is a positive thing.
Volunteers are just absolutely crucial to what we do. They're packing the boxes we're making. They are sorting through donations. They're driving cars and bringing boxes to low-income residents.
About 175 volunteers donate their time each week to support the organization's programs, including the innovative Heat and Eats initiative.
It takes rescued bulk food from dining halls and off-buffet lines. This food that really could not be used unless it was repackaged, it's frozen. Then we get it, we sort through it, and our volunteers work with it to create perfectly balanced, individually packaged meals.
Those volunteers work out of Biogen's kitchen in Kendall Square.
So we work with community colleges, adult education programs to just make food accessible to people without having to add an extra stop in their day.
Heat and Eats created 45,000 meals this year, and Food for Free is looking to double that number in 2024.
this is just a tiny piece of the puzzle that we're solving here and innovating and doing everything we can, but it is not nearly done. There's always more to do.
Well, and Food for Free moves 7.5 million pounds of food a year, thanks in part to a new 12,000 square foot facility they have in Somerville and refrigerated trucks.
Yeah, they also run school markets, pop-up pantries at 11 different locations in Cambridge and Somerville. They time it right around pickup time, so it's convenient for parents. And if you're interested in helping, they are always looking for volunteers.
Excellent. All right, still ahead, some bark with your brew.